Kristie, for those who don't know Eli's story, tell a story and what started this car show, and how you come about to working with Lindsay Lane to make this happen.
Yeah. Hey guys, and I want to say first though, thank y'all for coming out today. It really lifts our event to a new level to have you guys out here, and we appreciate it.
Todd comes out, everything goes to a new level.
Not necessarily a high one though.
Well, we appreciate it, and Eli was passed away last year at the age of 12 after fighting brain cancer for almost 6 years.
Wow.
5.5 years. He was terminal for almost 4 of those years. So we became familiar with the research, experimental end of cancer fighting, how you get into trials and that kind of thing. Very often he was patient number 1 or number 2 on an experimental trial. So we did that 4 or 5 times. But so research really became important to us and understanding how it works. And so we started a foundation in 2015 that raises money directly for research, and that's what we do. Is we, at the end of the year, after all the work we've done for the year, we take a check down to, this year we're supporting Dr. Ted Johnson out of Augusta. He has an innovative immunotherapy program where it engages your body's own immune system to fight the cancer. And he gave Eli 16 additional months that he was not supposed to have.
Really?
With that program. Yeah.
Awesome.
So at the end of the year, this year we're supporting Dr. Johnson's program, and we literally drive the money down and put it in his hand.
That's awesome.
It doesn't go through anywhere else, and he puts it to use that day.
Yeah.
That is awesome, because so many charities from top to bottom have so much overhead,
yes.
and this right here going directly to.
Yes, we get the best bang for the buck,
right.
Taking it right to him.
So how hard is it to decide? Because I know there's probably others that you can't support them all, would like to, but so y'all just kind of.
Well, just because of our experience with Dr. Johnson, because there is so much question how money is used. And having benefited from Dr. Johnson clinically,
you've seen it.
I mean, we know how he is with the patients.
That's great.
He has a different kind of philosophy as far as palliative care. Palliative care for children is different than for adults. For adults, if you go into hospice care, then you're not allowed to try anything else.
Right.
With children in hospice care, you're allowed to still pursue treatment.
I did not realize that.
Yeah,
That's great.
So yes. So, I mean, that's great. So, Dr. Johnson really understands the importance of just another day.
Yeah.
There are so much progress being made in research that 2 weeks could make the difference. A trial could open up in 2 weeks that your child could go to.
Yeah.
And he understands just getting another day for that child. So because we've experienced Dr. Johnson, and we felt like the research he's doing really made a difference in Eli's life, and he's getting Dr. Johnson's program is getting a lot of peer interest in the industry. So we just felt like that was a good use of the money. Immunotherapy, engaging your body's own immune system, is really the new way to treat cancer. Now he uses it right now with chemotherapy and with radiation, with the immunotherapy drug that he invented himself.
Wow.
Through the FDA. Yeah, he's fantastic.
He is impressive.
He's fantastic.
So
that's why we chose him, and we raised money for him last year. And our board felt like that the continued progress he's making, even making progress with kids that have brain cancer called DIPG, which is terminal upon first diagnosis.
Oh, wow.
And he's actually has enrolled these patients and is making a difference in their lives, gaining days for them.
And like you said, and I can't imagine the anxiety of trying to find those new research and things, but just having that extra day, that extra 2 weeks where possibly a new one may pop up. But how hard was it to reach out and know where to go for those potential? Yeah. I mean, was it hard on? Because they're not just there,
difficult.
right?
No, they're not. And one thing I would really wish parents that, first of all, I didn't know kids got cancer when Eli was first diagnosed. I mean, you
think of adults.
You just don't think about it. And so it's a complete new world. And I have a background in journalism, so I'm a little bit of a digger anyway. And plus, you're sitting there usually late at night with your child sick, and you're just sitting on Google.
Yeah.
And you're
Trying
just
to find
searching.
Trying to find that answer.
Yes, and there's a fantastic Facebook group page for parents of kids with medulloblastoma, which was what Eli had, and these parents are all over the world, and we share so much.
That's great.
And you'll see a parent say, "Hey, this worked" or "This didn't work," And me now, this is just because of my personality. I just found that doctor and I just emailed him.
Yeah.
I just straight there, and and they'll respond. I mean, Eli was turned away from, I don't know, 20 different trials because he didn't qualify usually for past treatment if you've had so much chemo or if your blood count is not a certain level. It's research, so it's all numbers, and you have to be well enough to be sick. So. So we were turned away many, many times, and that's another reason why we like Dr. Johnson. His motto is never say no.
Wow.
So yeah, just finding those trials, and we understand how to do that a little more now, and that's why we just felt compelled to use our experience then in that field, so not let it go to waste.
A lot of people benefiting from that.
Yeah. Hey, we know Eli's love of cars. Most of us, we all followed the story. And I know he's a beautiful car. I saw Daddy over there cleaning it up for him a minute ago. But what brought, his love for cars, and then next thing you know, y'all were doing car shows. And how that got started?
Eli's he has always been a car guy. Sans cancer, he was a car guy. But we were talking about Make-A-Wish one day. He and I were over at St. Jude in his first treatment, and they like for you to discuss that. And so Eli was a pretty simple little guy. He wasn't really ever impressed with people. A lot of people want to meet celebrities and things. He didn't really care anything about any of that, but he did like cars. And so I asked him, so what about, maybe seeing where Mustangs were made or something? He thought that sounded kind of neat. But so we kind of kept that in the back of our head. And then when he relapsed, just trying to think of fun things for him to do. I mean, at that point, he was weeks away from passing away that first time, or we didn't know, but they had told us, he probably has about 6 weeks. That was in 2013. And so I called Joseph Scott, who is the Limestone County Mustang Club. Yeah. And I didn't know Joseph at the time. I just, again, Googled Mustang clubs or whatever, and it led me to Joseph. Well, that is not true. I'm going to back up. Before that, Lawrence Taylor Duncan, who's a member of the Mustang Club, someone he worked with was on Eli's page and saw that he liked Mustangs and asked Lawrence to contact us. So we went to Lawrence's house and looked at Lawrence's Shelby.
We've had it before on the TV station. Yes. Yep.
So that was really neat. And Lawrence said he's a member of this Mustang Club, and I was like, well, that's pretty cool. There's so many. I said maybe we could just get some out for Eli to look at. So he said, yeah, here's Joseph's name. And so I contacted Joseph, and I said, could we get, a few cars just for Eli to look at? We have a little circle cul-de-sac in our neighborhood. Oh, yeah, sure, we can do that. So he said, let me talk to some people. He called me, I don't know, 30 minutes later. He said, hey, I don't think that's going to be big enough there in your neighborhood. And I said,
neighbors might.
I said, okay, well, kids go up where they go to school. They have a circle drive parking lot in the front. I said, we'll go to the clubhouse. And we'll go to the clubhouse, probably hold about 20 cars. I said, okay. 30 minutes later, he called me. He said, hey, it's not going to be big enough.
Wow.
And I said, well, all right. Well, our school, let's see if we can just go to the school. It's probably got, 70 places or whatever. Next day, he called me. He said, hey, that's not going to be big enough. I was like, well, Joseph, I said, I'm tapped out then. That's as big as I go. So he contacted Lindsay Lane here, and he was a member of the church here at that time. And, of course, you can see they have a massive parking lot. Yes,
absolutely.
And it kept growing. And in 2 weeks, they put a car show together that first year, and we had about almost 400 cars come.
Wow.
Just to show Eli. And it was in the winter. Which is a big deal for car guys. I mean,
it's a summertime gig.
They're not getting that.
Yeah. So it's a big deal. We had people come from Nashville. We had the president of the National Mustang Club, Mr. Pruitt, actually came from Atlanta.
Wow.
To bring Eli and meet Eli at that time. So that kind of got us started, and I just really saw how charitable people were, and I thought, what a perfect way to to marry Eli's likes with the Mustang and raise money for what we have seen is so desperately needed.
What a legacy too.
Yeah, so we've kind of grown it from there. That was in 2015 when we became official. So,
well, Kristie, we want to thank you so much for joining
Absolutely.
us and sharing Eli's
Thank
story
you.
and your story. And,
Yes.
and
We
especially-
appreciate y'all letting us come out.
oh, we're
Appreciate
so
y'all letting
glad
us
y'all
come
are
out.
here.
And continued prayers, because I
Absolutely.
know
There's
Thank
other kids,
you.
and other parents, and other kids.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to toss it off commercial. Hang around with us. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.